I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
Morning glory, America. Bonjour, hi, Canada. President Biden was awful last night. And if you slept on it, if you watched it and you slept on it, you woke up worried for the country because he was awful. Now, if you're going to grade on a curve compared to his slack-jawed, empty-eyed, vacant-staring debate and his incoherent, rambling interview with George Stephanopoulos, he got a D+. But I'm not grading on the curve. The president was awful in many ways last night. Not as bad as his slack-jawed, incoherent debate performance, but grading on the curve, Joe Biden can shuffle forward, right? It's possible for him to shuffle forward. Aaron Blake of the Washington Post sort of represents Beltway media, good at his job. He had the, quote, 5 takeaways. Now, these are legacy media takeaways. Very typical of Manhattan Beltway media elites, what Aaron wrote last night. But it's fair. It's what they think, they being the blue bubble media elites. 1, strong, but with stumbles. Democrats' purgatory continues. 2, the news conference played to his strengths, and he was mostly at home. Not even sure what that means, Aaron. 3, he basically conceded he's not in great shape politically. No, actually he didn't. 4, he gave an eyebrow-raising response about what changed, and nothing has changed. And 5, quote, another answer that won't calm Democrat nerves, and the answer is, no one's saying that, no poll says that, in response to the question from the audience, if your team tells you Kamala Harris is doing better, would you get out of the way? And he said, no one's saying that, no poll says that. In fact, I have over at my X account the new Pew poll this morning, 44% are going to pick Donald Trump, 40% are going to go with Joe Biden. The questions were softball from the media. The answers were rambling. The WTHs were always there. He had a weird Walter Frey from Game of Thrones look on at one point. Bottom line, he was awful. Awful. And the questions were softballs, and the press fell on its face again. I think Zeke Miller and the last guy made an effort. We had a French guy stand up and say, we love you, we love you, we love you in French. Yeah, who cares? 1-800-520-1234. What did you think? But I'm only going to take new callers. And I know what some of you call me every time I open the phones. I don't open the phones very often. I'm going to do it this hour, 1-800-520-1234. Dwayne is going to screen the call so that Harley can put up some audio while we wait for this. Let's go down to cut number 19 about Putin.
Look, like I said, I'm dealing with Xi right now and direct contact with him. I have no good reason to talk to Putin right now. There's not much that he is prepared to do in terms of accommodating any change in his behavior. But there isn't any world leader I'm not prepared to deal with. But I understand the generic point is Putin ready to talk? I'm not ready to talk to Putin unless Putin's ready to change his behavior. And the idea, look, Putin's got a problem.
All right, he doesn't have a problem. Putin is a criminal and a horrible human being and a human rights monster who ought to be in jail. That's Putin's problem. Joe Biden's problem, he can't think straight. Literally 50 seconds apart, he did this, cut number 20. We'll paste it together for you.
Is Putin ready to talk? I'm not ready to talk to Putin. I'm prepared to talk to any leader who wants to talk, including
all right, so that's the kind of immediate reversal in the same sentence. Rambling, incoherent last night. A couple of strung together sentences that might have made sense. Again, my phone number is 1-800-520-1234. And you can tell me what you thought, but you have to be a first-time caller. One just outright lie. I just want to correct the record because I don't expect people to read Israeli news like I read Israeli news. Cut number 21.
I mean, my numbers are better in Israel than they are here. But then again, they're better than a lot of other people here, too. But anyway.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's not true. In Israel, Times of Israel March poll, Israelis preferred Trump 44 to 30%. All right, so that's just an example. I'm fact checking here. And there's gibberish at the beginning, cut number 2.
I directed the intelligence community to be a significant amount of intelligence be declassified so I could start building an international coalition to oppose the invasion.
Can I give you my biggest whopper? Cut number 7. I don't do fact checking because it's silly unless it's a whopper that everyone can agree is a whopper. Cut number 7 is that whopper.
And I might add, there are at least 5 presidents running or incumbent presidents who had lower numbers than I have now, later in the campaign.
Actually, Gallup has ranked all presidents consistently for the last many, many, many presidents. He's in his 13th quarter, 3 years and 1 quarter. No one had numbers lower than Joe Biden.